The auto train is a non-smoking train, which does include e-cigarettes, vapes, cigars, and marijuana. Smoking is not permitted anywhere on the train, and that does include our restroom and sleeper accommodations. If you are caught smoking, I will stop the train, let you off, and you will have to find your own way to Sanford while we will continue on with your car.
You're listening to Mr. Radio, and I'm your host, Marshall. I've always loved trains, whether they were my childhood model trains or real trains. Trains have been an adventure for me all of my life, so it was only natural for me to take the train to Florida for a visit with the grandkids. Traveling on the auto train offers a unique and convenient way to explore the East Coast of the United States without leaving your car behind. Operated by Amtrak, the auto train runs nonstop between Lorton, Virginia, just outside Washington, D.C., and Sanford, Florida, near Orlando, allowing passengers to relax in comfortable accommodations while their vehicles are safely transported in specialized rail cars. The auto train combines the freedom of a road trip with the comfort of rail travel. No traffic, no overnight driving, and plenty of time to unwind. Fortunately, my wife Sarah is an experienced travel agent, and she was the one who booked this trip. Using my old iPhone, I recorded some of the more interesting moments, starting with getting there.
Once we got there, it was just very well organized. We drove up, workers greeted us.
Hello.
How we doing?
Okay.
All right, here's your pamphlet that has your vehicle number on it. Just hold that till you get the order. We're going to go into lane 2.
Thank you.
We turned over the keys. They slapped a number on our car. They gave us information with a number written on it and said, don't lose this.
Leave your keys in it, turn the vehicle off. Grab the things you'll need, go inside and check in.
Thank you.
Leave the keys in it, grab your things, go inside.
And we headed for the waiting room, which was populated by 50 older Americans, citizens.
Amtrak Starkville Station. Amtrak personnel are located at the ticket office to assist you. Please visit the ticket counter to check in for special service needs. The ticket office.
As time progressed, more and more people dropped off their cars and more people entered the waiting room until it was nearly full. You had to sign in the waiting room, and you got a number, a train car number, as well as a room number.
And they asked you what you wanted for dinner.
You'll be in the 5343 car, room A, dinner at 6, and these are your 2 6 o'clock dinner tickets you'll bring with you to the dining car. So you were in a roomette, now you're in a deluxe room. It's a bedroom, room A. And boarding will be at 2:30. It'll be out the doors to the left.
Thanks a lot.
And then, when they said it was time to board the train,
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? If you are at the 5348, 5347, 5345, 5343, or the 5341 sleeping cars, you can board at this time.
there was a sign pointing you to the left or the right. And we walked and walked with our suitcase, walked past, I don't know how many train cars, 10, 15, 20 train cars.
No.
Till we
The
found
cars
our
were
own.
long. I would say maybe 5 cars.
We are powered by 2 General Electric 4,000 horsepower diesel locomotives, and in its entirety, the auto train averages nearly 3/4 of a mile in length and is the longest passenger train in the United States. Today,
I
we have
remember
a
it being
total of
very
9
long walk
sleeping cars
to
and
the
4
point at
sleeper
which
cars.
we could enter the train.
Right, how y'all doing today? Pretty good. Our room seats will be on the upper level. Follow this group up the stairs and up at the top of the stairs, okay?
And then we entered the train and had to go up these very narrow metal steps to the room. But I made it to the room. We were making ourselves at home. We were organizing our suitcases. We had settled in when the porter came.
Hey, knock, knock.
Knock,
Quick
knock.
question, guys. Do you want a slightly bigger room than this one here? I can switch you to it if you like.
Sure.
The room right next door. They
All right.
didn't show up, so
Okay, all right.
we'll switch you over there.
All right.
Let's just switch out these pillows here.
Yeah.
Yours over.
What memorable things happened after we got settled in?
Well, we were focused on our room accommodations and took a lot of pictures and sent them to our children, who were as interested as we were about. And they asked about the lounge chair. I'm trying. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah, the lounge chair.
So I sat in the lounge chair, and it was as hard as a rock. The back didn't go back. The seat didn't raise up. There was no room to put the legs out. It was just like, I'm thinking that it wasn't as comfortable as a barber's chair. Maybe a kitchen chair.
A barber's chair you can tilt back.
That's right. Barber.
This didn't tilt.
Yes, and it was covered with kind of a cheesy vinyl, as if maybe there'd been some other upholstery, but that had gotten spoiled, and they put this cheesy vinyl over it. Anyway, the lounge chair was a huge disappointment. But there was a small bathroom, slightly larger than an airline bathroom, that had a shower in it. And a sign suggested that when you take a shower, you sit on the toilet to get clean.
We did not try the shower.
We did not try that. There was a sink and a mirror and lights and a place a mini counter to put things on. And then what I would call a long bench seat. Again, vinyl upholstery, not very soft, but the contours were comfortable. And there was enough room to kind of sit and put your legs up, for both people to put their legs up. And then the window, the scenery passing outside of the train.
Good
Yeah,
evening,
let's just go
everyone.
to
At this time, we are coming into Ashland, Virginia. Ashland is home to Randolph-Macon College, some beautiful Victorian homes, and we go right down the center of town. Next up is Richmond.
We passed Fredericksburg, was it? And they gave us a tour of Fredericksburg.
Well, they didn't give us a tour. They said that we would be going through through the middle of Fredericksburg. That was a Civil War town. And, we might be interested in the old homes. And sure enough, we were passing right through a residential section, and cars were sitting at the railroad crossing waiting for their turn, waiting for a 1.75 mile train to pass. And it was quaint. Then they announced the most scenic view would be the James River. We crossed the James River. They made a lot of announcements. We could tell about all the announcements they made. There was a woman who apparently was in charge of coordinating things, and she kept us posted on dinner, on smoking rules.
The auto train is a non-smoking train, which does include e-cigarettes, vapes, cigars, and marijuana. Smoking is not permitted anywhere on the train, and that does include our restroom and sleeper accommodation. If you are caught smoking, I will stop the train, let you off, and you will have to find your own way to Sanford, while we will continue on with your car. Once again, if you are removed from this train for any reason, you will not receive your car.
Apparently, if you smoke on the train, you will be removed.
The train will stop, and you will be removed without your car.
By the edge of the railroad, and you will have to figure out how to get to your car in Sanford in order to do what you want to do. And we asked, and that has happened at least once. So smoking rule was was repeated numbers of times, and clearly was a no-nonsense rule.
As was the toilet rule.
What was the toilet rule?
We do ask all our passengers when using our restrooms to please only use Amtrak provided toilet paper. Our facilities are on a vacuum suction system, and it is an extremely sensitive system. Other items such as paper towels, diapers, or feminine items will clog them up. And if one toilet clogs up, all of the toilets in that car will go out, and we have no way of clearing them en route due to us not having any mechanical staff on board. So please, only Amtrak provided toilet paper in our toilets, and all other items can go into the trash can.
Do not throw anything in the toilet. Only use the supplied toilet papers. You could not throw anything else in because the Amtrak toilet, because if one toilet gets clogged, they all get clogged, and they will remain clogged until we arrive at our final destination, because there's nobody on the train that can fix it.
And that was announced numbers of times.
I was looking forward to the lounge car and the dining car.
That was very comfortable. That was like plush diner booze in a circle booze, right? They were all circles, I think.
Yeah.
We're here, I think. It was very comfortable, very light, and friendly. We sat next to the staff who were serving people drinks. One young man was trying to explain, one staff member was trying to explain to, I guess, a newer staff member how to count the numbers of drinks and how to reorder so that there would be enough for the next run.
I overheard that conversation, and I went to get another IPA beer knowing that there was only one can left, and I apologized to the bartender, and she told me, go ahead and order that. But I didn't. I left. I ordered some.
She recommends not drinking beer.
Oh, okay.
I'll take that one.
Sanford's warehouse, you want to take as little as possible.
And for you?
I'll have a Stone IPA.
I literally might have to do this. I mean, if you step by step, you can't mess up.
I need that.
You just can't. It's like,
need that.
I do it to this day. I still pull it out and I be like, I can't miss anything because this is the exact Amtrak way.
Okay.
There's so much the Amtrak way that some of it's not even on there anymore. You know, like, it's too much.
Alright, you should have heard those vice president.
Then there was dinner, a 6 o'clock seating and an 8 o'clock seating. And another announcement repeated frequently was that you should not arrive in the dining car ahead of schedule.
The Sleeper Diner is having sit-down dinner service this evening at 6 and 8, and we ask that all sleeping car passengers to please remain in your room until you hear an announcement inviting you into the diner, as the dining car staff will be working preparing for service. Once again, please do not come to the dining car early, as it will interfere with the staff setting up the table.
That you wouldn't be a nuisance. You would be in the way. They would be trying to get ready. There would be no place for you to stand, and that you should not go to the dining car until it was announced. We chose the 6 o'clock seating.
And we found the dining car, and we're seated with another couple.
Who are living in sin.
Yeah, and I don't remember their names either.
Well, there was a Shirley, but I don't know that Shirley was the person at night or in the morning. But that doesn't matter.
So no politics, no dirty jokes.
Okay. Definitely
really no politics, but I don't know about the dirty dollars.
They were both 60s or 70s. They had both been previously married. She was divorced. He was a widower. They lived on the same street.
They were neighbors.
They were neighbors, yeah.
Did you ever hear of Allentown?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
There's a song about Allentown.
yes.
Right.
By Bill. No.
Billy Joel?
Not Bill. No, it's Is it Billy Joel? Or was it Springsteen?
No, definitely Billy
They
Joel.
were going to an island where some friends lived. I think they were going to the island that was hit by the hurricane, possibly. But we had a pleasant discussion with them. I had salmon, I believe.
I had salmon as well.
Yeah, and you had salmon as well.
It was good.
And I had, for dessert, I had
A cheesecake type thing.
a blueberry cheesecake, which was also quite good. And then they served wine when dinner was over.
We had to sing a song,
Oh, yes. I
but
forgot.
I can't remember the song. But
Why did we have to sing a song?
because we had to leave, we had to leave for the next shift.
I know, but couldn't they have just said it's time to leave? Why did we have to sing a song? I didn't understand that. And then no one sang. I don't know. I think the staff member was really told to lead a song, but it didn't work out very well. So we left. Oh, the porter came and asked us what time he should get the beds ready.
Okay. And how did you want the beds orientated tonight? We all plan on using full bunks or just the double bed down at the bottom?
Yeah, we don't know how they work at all, so tell us what
Well,
our choices
this one
are.
is going to extend out a little bit further.
Yeah.
It becomes about a double. Most
Okay.
of my couples do the bottom, so no one has to climb up top.
Yeah.
But if you feel an interest and want to climb up there, feel free.
I might fall over.
Yeah, it is like a ladder that hooks on there. So
No, this is fine.
We'll sleep down.
So we just pull it out?
yeah, when I stop by 9:30, I'll extend it out, bring the mattress that I got up here down, and I'll put the blankets and everything on there for you.
Okay. He pulled out the bed that I've described that was probably as wide as a double bed, a full-size bed, not a queen, not a king, but room for two people to squeeze together. I fell right asleep, and the rumble of the train and I couldn't really identify all the sounds. There's this sort of peaceful rumbling and swaying that takes place, but then there's the creak, creak, creak. I don't know, that's not the right sound. The sound of metal, clicking, kind of clickety-clack sound. And I don't know what that is.
It's the space between the rails that the wheels are going over.
Uh-huh. And that makes the clickety-clack. Because sometimes it's just the rumble and the sway, and then sometimes you hear clickety-clack. Yeah.
And then the traffic, the railroad signals for the cars, you heard those.
That's right.
And then there was breakfast.
Last and final call. If you're in the coach portion, come on down to the cafe lounge. And if you are in the sleeper portion, you can come to the sleeper lounge.
And there was no seating for breakfast. You just got ready and went down. And we arrived fairly early, I think. And there were many seats. And you're always seated with another two other people because they make sure that there are no empty spaces. This time it was, again, an unmarried couple. She was divorced. She talked frequently about her ex in a negative way. She had done a lot of community work, volunteer work, but had never worked for pay outside the home, had raised 3 kids or something. He didn't really divulge his past marital situation, if there was one, but he was a researcher.
Lawyer.
A lawyer for
Agriculture.
an agriculture group that was doing research, maybe.
Yeah, or statistics or something, or...
So an environmental lawyer. And he was quite interesting, though we can't remember the specifics. And we ate our breakfast and talked to them. And then they announced that if you were done with your breakfast and you were just talking, you had to leave. So we left.
Good morning, everyone. At this time, we're going through D-Land, Florida, and D-Land is an indication that we're about 20 to 25 minutes out of our Sanford station. And at this time, all passengers need to return back to their seat or
Then we
accommodation
finally
to
arrived
prepare for the training.
and did the exit process in reverse of the entrance process.
And sat in the waiting room in Sanford, Florida. So we sat in the waiting room and waited for our car to come off the trains.
And just a side note,
Yeah.
we were warned that when our cars had arrived for pickup, we should immediately get to the car. Do not fiddle around with our GPS or anything like that, because they wanted to empty the parking lot. Well, I programmed the GPS for my daughter's, our daughter's.
I forgot that. Go ahead. Yes.
I programmed it for our daughter. Our daughter used to live in our town, which is Ridgewood, New Jersey, but then moved to Boca Raton, Florida. But my GPS had both addresses saved, although I thought that I had deleted the Ridgewood address. And so in my haste to program the GPS, I programmed it and we head off, and what happened?
Oh, and pretty immediately we had a choice between going north on a road or south on a road, and GPS told us to go north. And I thought, well, that's odd that here we are trying to go south in Florida and this GPS is telling us north. But I thought, well, maybe the way you get to the southbound whatever is by going north on this road. I didn't think much about it. And then, I don't know, 30 minutes later, I saw a sign for Jacksonville, Florida, which is the farthest north. I think it's the farthest northern town in Florida. And I said, we're going the wrong way. So what we had done was we had gone north to 90 to connect with 95, which we needed to connect with 95, but we should have gone south to connect with 95. We went north and then connected with 95 and took it to go south. So we probably went an hour or an hour and a half out of our way.
And since the
and I'd forgotten all about it. That was our first adventure.
And since the clock on the wall just struck 7, that's the end of this.
So, I just wanted to thank everybody for a great trip headed down here to Sanford. It's been a pleasure having you guys come out and see us, and hopefully we get to all have you out here again in the near future. All right, thank you guys, and we'll be there shortly, maybe another 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you.
You've been listening to Mr. Radio, and I'm your host, Marshall. This program was written and produced by Marshall. Our theme music was played by Ululation. Mr. Radio is available wherever you get your podcasts, including iTunes and Spotify. Subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review. And don't forget to tune in next week for another episode of Mr. Radio.